How's it going, YouTube? I'm Tyler and welcome to the Fischler Moto channel. So, in today's video, I've got two DRZs out for fun. The yellow one is my bike, the blue one belongs to my friend Dan. My bike has been recently rebuilt, and the engine work we done on this, we rebuilt it based around the E model, what makes a little bit more power, a bit more mid-range than the SM model. Dan's bike, on the other hand, though, has been heavily modified. He's running a 440 big bore kit, a stroker crank, an FCR 39 carb, a MRD full exhaust system, stage 2 hot cams. And the idea for today's video is we're both about to head over to Malden because we're going to put our bikes on a dyno because we're interested to see the power performance, what figures they're putting out. We're not expecting masses of powers because they're only little DRZ400s. I'll be happy with around 37 to 38, maybe 40 at a push, but I doubt it. I think Dan's aiming for about 45 up to 50. But as well as that, we're putting them on a dyno because we want to make sure our fueling's set up right. We want to make sure the air fuel mixture's set up right and the bikes aren't going to go bang, basically. So let's hop on the bikes and go for a ride over to Malden. Ready? So that is both DRZs dynoed now. Thank you to the team at QBS Powersports over in Malden for dynoing these two bikes for us today. They've done a brilliant job. They've been really helpful, giving us some good sound advice to go tweak our bikes ourselves now. So overall results, we'll start off with my bike. My bike is a fairly standard DRZ400sm, but the engine has been rebuilt based around an E model. So it's got the E model cams, it's got the E model exhaust system, it's got the 3x3 airbox mod with an FCR carb. As standard, these make around mid 30 horsepower, about 35-ish. On the dyno today, this came back as 37 brake horsepower. So like I said, it's not masses of horsepower, but I'm happy. The main thing is I now know I'm running a little bit rich, so I need to change my needle, possibly change my pilot jet, and then I'm going to take it back to the dyno and see if there's much improvement. But overall, so far, I'm happy with this one. Now over to Dan's absolute monster Frankenstein rebuild, with his big bore kit, stroker crank, stage 2 hot cams, exhaust system, everything and anything you'd want to do to one of these. His bike has made 47 brake horsepower, so 10 more than mine, but it's also making 32 foot-pounds of torque, unlike mine, which was making 25. So yeah, definitely making more power, definitely feels like it's got a lot more top-end grunt, especially when you ride it back-to-back with my one. Overall, they're both running nice. They both need a little bit of tweaking on the fueling, which is the main reason why we went there today, to find that out. So we've both got a little bit of carburetor and tuning work to do before we take them back to the dyno again. Overall, the main difference between these two bikes, riding them back to back, my one's a little bit peppier off the line. It's got a bit more mid-range pull thanks to those E-cams, the way they give you mid-range power. But Dan's bike, once you get past that mid-range, couple of thousand RPM more, all of his power's in the top end. So as that bike's dropping off, this bike's taking off. But overall, they're both running really well. Would I say personally, after riding Dan's bike, it's worth spending £1,500 to £2,000 on engine mods? It all depends on what you want from it, really. If you want something that's peppy and light and got lots of mid-range around the lanes, I'd say just go for the E model rebuild like I've done. But if you want something with more top-end power, more usable on the road, definitely go for the rebuild like Dan's done on his one. The main way I can summarise this is I'm at 100% throttle on the road, Dan's at 80% throttle to do what I'm doing. But when we're off-roading, doing some green lanes and little trails and that, this is in the sweet spot. This, you're having to give it that little bit more to get the power, but then it's a little bit overwhelming. Overall, I'm really happy with my bike. I've got no plans to do a big bore kit or anything like that like Dan's done. But as Dan's piston was knackered, that's why he went down the route of big bore, because it was the same price. I know he's happy with the results of this bike and how it's turned out. I'm really happy with it. I enjoy riding it as much as I enjoy riding my own. At the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference with the modifications and what you're hoping to gain out of your bike. So, as a quick summary, a little bit more work to be done on both of these bikes, but they're almost there. Our bum dynos said they were basically in the ballpark, but the actual dyno has told us where we want to be now and what to tweak. So I hope you found this video really useful. Whether you're looking at modifying your bike, want to get loads more power, want to add to the mid-range, there's lots of stuff you can do to these DRZ400s. They're very tunable, very workable. Hope you found this video useful. If so, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments. Or if you've got one of these, let me know in the comments what modifications you've done to yours and what you'd recommend to other people. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.